I'm Si, this is Feral Soul, and today we're building a chicken coop that doesn't act as a hotel for poultry mites. So what we've got already is a tin shed. That's an 8 foot by 10 foot tin shed, and this shelter that we built as soon as we got this allotment plot. We brought it from our farm, set it up. I thought this was going to be my dream chicken coop. However, this tin shed is proving, so I'm being pecked by a chicken. This tin shed is proving to be too big for the birds that we've got. We were roosted up at the farm 50 birds in here. On the allotment, we're only going to be able to roost 15 to 20. So it's far too big. It's far too big, so we need something a bit smaller. Another thing is, we're south facing here, so that tin shed gets really, really warm, which is not good for chickens. Chickens cope well with cold, but not so much with warm. Up at the farm, it was in a sheltered location, so it never got hot. So the plan is, we're going to build a new hen house in here. I've already built the frame, and then we're going to unbolt that, spin it round, so the shed is pointing out into the allotment. So up to now, what I've done, I've already built the frame. We've already got bits cut ready for doing this job. So this framework, all this was salvaged. We've saved an absolute fortune salvaging all of this material, all these fence posts, all the concrete bases, the timber, everything's salvaged. Up to now, we've saved nearly £1,000. No word of a lie, nearly £1,000 we've saved building this pen. But anyway, all this timber here, I've done it in, finished it in what you call shosugiban. It's a Japanese finish to timber. All right, basically what you do is you burn it. By burning it, it tightens up the grain, stops little beasties getting into it like mites and other insect infestations, and then you oil it to keep it really, really nice and watertight. The charred wood anyway stays waterproof, but you just put the oil on just as a secondary thing. Right, so inside what we've done is I've put these timbers in between. Like I said, we originally built this shelter just as a shelter. The plan wasn't to put a hen house in here, but we are doing. So put this frame in, shosugiban it, this frame here. How are we going to make it mite proof? Well, I'm going to tell you, we're going to use plywood. Okay, now all these Pinterest pretty coops that are made out of Tongan groove, they look lovely. However, in between all the slats, just acts as a hotel for mites. We don't want poultry mites. Poultry mites are bad news. Poultry mites will come out at night, they'll feed on your hen's blood, your hens can become anemic and they die. And we don't want that. So what we're doing is we're using ply for the walls. So it's a nice, flat, cleanable surface. We're going to paint it all inside. I've had some white satin wood in the shed that was left over from a job. So we're going to paint that white inside to brighten it up, again to put mites off, but also to give it a nice, cleanable, flat surface. So let's crack on and get these walls up. Right, I'm going to show you a little trick here, a bit of a hack. Trying to get this board up and screw it to these timbers is really awkward. All right, you can use clamps, but clamps can slip and slide and a bit of a nightmare. What I like to do is get a couple of little bits of scrap wood and screw them to the underside of here. Like this. I've already put one on. We get another one, screw it to the underside, like so. Gonna get me bloody bit in the screw. Okay, now I can lift this board up. I can sit it on there, I can get round the other side, I can screw it on. Job done. Right, so now we've got that rested on there, we've got arms free. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the screws in. I know there's nothing in that corner, but I'll show you how we're going to do all that later. Screw it in there, one down at the bottom. Now I have noticed, which is really annoying, because I'm a bit of a perfectionist, but I'm trying to let go of that perfectionist and just go for progress. All right, this board is just slightly too long. I have a multi-tool. I'll just nip that off with the multi-tool. I want it to be flush with it because I'm going to put a swinging door in here at some point, maybe. But anyway, as you can see, using these here makes life a hell of a lot easier. I can just go along now, get it all screwed in. No mither. I think we'll just put 4 screws down each one, and that should hold it in nicely. Right, so remember, locks on. And if I've got my measurements right, which I hope I have, this should just slot it nicely. There we go. Needs a bit of persuasion, it was very, very tight. Got it screwed in. Right, so we've got all the boards up now, the walls, nice smooth surfaces for cleaning. So what we'll do, we'll paint them white, like I said, to brighten it up because it puts mites off because they like the dark. Once we've painted it, we'll seal all these edges here with some cork or some silicone, whatever I've got lying around. Like I say, don't like going out and buying new stuff for this. We'll just use what we've got. So we're sealing these cracks here after it's painted. As you can see, there's lots of ventilation. I built this so we've got loads of ventilation. Chickens love ventilation. It stops condensation. That's a reason why I got this roof insulation, this Celotex stuff. Salvaged that from some builders who were doing an extension, and it was all piled up next to a skip. Went and asked them if I could have it. They said, knock yourself out, it'll save space in the skip. Always worth asking for salvage materials. So this, it's not to keep them warm, because it's a tin roof. When it gets warm in here with the birds, warm air rises, hits a cool tin sheet in winter, turns into water, condensation, drips down, makes everything wet. So that's why we have insulated the roof. So we've got this wobbly corner to deal with. Right, this wobbly corner. I didn't frame this corner in, because what we're going to do is going to use these bits of timber. I'll scorch them, I'll show Sugi by now. I'll show you how to do it actually on these. What we're going to do is going to get one of these pieces of timber. My glamorous assistant wants to fix the camera around here so we can see. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset this piece of timber so it overhangs this board. All right, like so, because it's going to hide this edge. So this timber is going to be screwed to that board. Yeah, we're going to overhang it. This timber is going to cover the join there. Okay, like that. We'll screw it from the inside to hide the screws, and then we're going to have a nice solid corner that looks nice and pretty. Okay, I told you we can make plywood look pretty. So that's what we're going to do. We'll show Sugi band this timber, and then we'll get it all screwed on, and it will look lovely. So you're just going to burn it. Oh. Get a real good scorching. Don't worry about going too deep. Keep blowing out. And it's as simple as that. Use some black screws. These are just plasterboard screws actually. So screw one on there, one on that side from the inside. Now just put some of these black plasterboard screws in, just so they're invisible. Just looks nice. We don't want gold edge screws, do we, on this? And they're not going to get wet because they're under here. Because plasterboard screws. Plasterboard screws aren't weatherproof. I've used them outside before now and they just end up bloody snapping. Right, so that's that nice corner done. I think what we'll do to finish it off is we'll put a piece across the top as well. And it's framed nice then. Sorry, let me just hide my beer. Getting a bit sneaky there. It's a Saturday afternoon. Come on. Yeah, so we'll put a nice piece of timber, again, burn a piece, cut a piece, burn it, show Sugi ban it, put it across the top there. It'll just look really nice and bonny. And then this outside bit, I like seeing the wood grain. And I'm pretty sure I've got some like satin finish or matte finish floor paint, like a yacht varnish type of stuff. I think we'll finish that in like a nice yacht varnish so you can still see all the wood grain. I think it'll look lovely. Either that, or if we've got some green furniture paint, might paint it green. I don't know, I'll ask the boss later to see what she thinks. But yeah, we'll get another piece on the top there and then we'll crack on with showing you how we're going to do the perches inside. Right, so that piece is on. Thought it'd be rude not to put one on this side as well. To be fair, it does stop it flexing a bit as well. Put one on that side. That looks absolutely fab. Love it. So anyway, I think we're going to probably leave it there for today. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll crack on with them perches, show you how to do perches, which are really good for reducing mite infestations. So anyway, we'll catch you then. But for now, I'm finishing with my beer, pal. See you later. Morning, we're back. So I've been cracking on this morning. We've painted this ply with some oil to keep it nice and watertight and to keep that lovely grain effect. We've also painted the inside white, which we'll show you. I'm also going to show you how to put in roofs that are going to reduce mites. Right, now as you can see, we've painted all these walls here white now. We use like a satin wood. So this will be a really good surface just for spraying down with a bit of soapy water and giving a wipe down when it gets dirty. I've also, if you notice, put in these little things. These are called rafter hangers. These are great. I've had these for a while. These have been in a few different builds. I've had these for about three years. They've had about 3 or 4 different life cycles. So these rafter hangers are brilliant. It means you can attach them to the wall, you can seal them, and you can put your roost bars in, so you can put them in and pull them out for easy cleaning. So I'm just going to show you now exactly how we install these. First thing you need to do is get your measurements right, okay? You want your roost to be a good 12 to 14 inches apart, okay? You also want your roost to be at different levels. Chickens have a strict pecking order. The most dominant chickens are going to want to roost at the top, all right? The way I've done it is I've just basically took my measurements at the bottom. I've done 14 inches in from this back wall, okay, plus another 14 inch to my next hanger. Then I've measured up 18 inches, and then I've measured up an extra 12 inches for the top one. How to make them mite proof? I like to use this liquid nail stuff. If you just stick some liquid nails on the back of this, all right, all the way around the edges. Remember, we don't want crevices for mites, and that's why we're doing this. You know, plenty of adhesive in there. Okay, you've marked up where your rafter hangers are going. And we're just going to screw them straight in. I've already done a little pilot hole. I put it up and just did a little pilot hole with a screw. Okay, and then when we screw these in, what's going to happen is that adhesive on the back is going to squidge out. It's going to squidge out all around your edges, and that's what you want. Doesn't matter about it being lovely and tidy, you can sort that out after. What you want is a good seal right behind that rafter hanger, so nothing can get behind. Okay, what you got to do, if you're that bothered about it, you can just wipe your excess glue off. It'll also push it in. Okay, all on the inside. That, once dry, is going to be lovely and sealed, and you're not going to get any mites behind it. Right, so just get my roosting bar. Okay, as you can see, that's going to slide in there nicely. Okay, to secure that so it doesn't come out, you can just pop a screw into the top just to keep it in place, and then when you want to clean them out, take your screws out and just slide it out. Okay, nice and easy. What I also like to do is get some diatomaceous earth, okay, and just put some diatomaceous earth inside of these and sit the roost bars on. That again stops mites. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to leave this one in for today. Let the girls have got the roosting bars in the shed. I'm going to leave this one in for today so they can explore it. They are very inquisitive. They can explore it, get used to playing around, getting on top, and then when eventually shut this shed off, they'll know that they've got somewhere else to roost. Right, so this is a really good example. This is a really good example of a mite-resistant chicken coop. What you need to remember is just no crevices. Seal all your crevices. Seal all your edges. Seal around your perches. And this is going to greatly reduce the risk of a mass mite infection. So drop us a comment if you like what you see. Until next time, you take it easy. Ta, pal. If I got my measurements right. Balls.